industrialization of the church. We want the church not. We should move. There's a model that the church has been working with, and it's not biblical. We saw in Joel chapter 2, it said that I'll pour out my flesh. Joel chapter 2.
Joel chapter 2, verse 28. Joel chapter 2, verse 28. And afterward, I will pour out my spirit on all flesh. Your sons and your daughters will prophesy. Your old men will dream dreams, and your young men will see visions.
Yeah. So we see that God has already prophesied a time, a time where all, not some. And we know that what they call the laity or the clergy, and then the common people. This thing has, I think it came from the time from the college church. No, because there was a time, even if you are not a pastor, you can't read the Bible. Yeah. If you are not ordained, you can't even hold the Bible to read it. So the common people or church members, they only hear the word. And even it was being read to them in Latin. So you couldn't really do much if you were not. The ordinary people like Martin Luther, they fought against it. Because people were not even being allowed to read the Bible. So they didn't get to know the truth. So all these things is man-made. So when people like Martin Luther, they started reading the Bible, and he came to, because first they were teaching things like, oh, you cannot be saved. Penitence. You can even pay money for people who have died. You pay them money so they can now move from the land of the dead and go to heaven. Also, because people were not being allowed to read the Bible, there was a lot of misconceptions and abuse. And some of these things have carried through so that there's like a clear gap between the ordinary church member. And that is not God's plan. Because when you start reading the Bible, we find out that no, God has always wanted to have a congregation of pastors, not just a few people. So he said, many are called. How many of you are part of the called people? Called. Many are called. Not a few. Many are called. So we've come to understand and see that we are all called. And we've also understood that the calling of God is not everybody that is going to have a spectacular call. And the fact that you have a desire is even a call.